was great, Selena. That's great. Anyway, I think I should be on now. Um, okay. So let me turn off my camera, share my screen, and we'll get going. And we're doing Crazy Gene Kim again. Because for some reason you people like Crazy Gene Kim. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. So let me share my screen. Sorry guys, it's getting into fall here, and autumn is when there's a lot of pollen in the air. So unfortunately, I'm probably going to have a lot of sinus problems. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to do.
Did I pronounce that right, brother? Is that right?
Sorry about that. This is the last one I'm going to do on this particular subject. Whether or not I get all the way done with this today or not, because to tell you the truth, it's kind of fun making fun of these people, but it does get tiring after a while. I don't know, maybe I'm doing Andrew Womack. Never heard of him. Sounds like a fun guy. And maybe I'll get back to Crazy Cat Cur for a moment, trying to get all these crazy ass people, crazy ass people. I am staying away from, the hate preachers, because I'm not even going to give them time on my channel to spew their hatred. So don't ever think that you can come on my channel and find a hate preacher. Just ain't gonna happen. So I like calling out these people. That's why I do it. That's why I do it so much. Come on, people. You gotta let me have my fun. So anyway, all right, let's see what this kook has to say today.
Okay, all right, just making sure. All right. Got to ask the guy who had the free ride to Berkeley, So. All right, Genesis chapter 1, verse 4 and 5. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 4 and 5. Scientists and physicists have talked about that time can be changed or traveled or manipulated. But what are the two objects that can manipulate it? Darkness and light. Darkness and light. Now, what I mean by darkness is not just generally darkness, obviously. So I do not believe in this.
Can someone please tell me what the fuck he's talking about? As far as I know, there's only one thing that can affect light, and that's gravity. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and like I said, I'm open to being corrected. I'm not a physics person, so if anybody is a physics person, leave it down in the comments. But I thought only gravity could affect a light. But anyway, that just doesn't seem right. That just doesn't seem right. Time. Time gets. Dude, have you ever heard of relativity? Come on. Even I've heard of relativity, and I'm a dummy when it comes to physics. Come on. No wonder you have such hold over your audience, because your audience is either too stupid to know better, which I really, really hope it's the second option, which is you just control information so much that they don't know any better. All right, moving on.
But I'm going to give our scientists the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give the evolutionists so much benefit of the doubt that in return, I'm going to stab them and show them it supports the Bible more. Okay? So then they talk about gravity creating the whole universe itself, or black holes. Or they'll talk about how light, the speed of light, that.
Well, that's true. That's true too. I'm sorry, Selena, I forgot that one. Yes, medium can affect light. Like, when you're in a swimming pool, or even you don't even need a swimming pool. Just take a glass of water and put a straw in it or a spoon in it. You know, um, the reason it looks quote unquote bent, the straw or the spoon, the reason it looks quote unquote bent is the difference in the speed of light. So thank you very much, Selena, for reminding me of that. Now I forgot where I was. Let me go back.
All right. Gotta ask the guy who had the free ride to Berkeley. So, all right, Genesis chapter 1, verse 4 and 5. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 4 and 5. Scientists and physicists have talked about that time can be changed or traveled or manipulated. But what are the two objects that can manipulate it? Darkness and light. Darkness and light. Now, what I mean by darkness is not just generally darkness, obviously. So I do not believe in this, but I'm going to give our scientists the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give the evolutionists so much benefit of the doubt that in return, I'm going to stab them and show them it supports the Bible more. Okay? So then they talk about gravity creating the whole universe itself, or black holes.
Can this dude get any more off his rocker than that? No, gravity did not quote unquote create the universe. Oh my fucking God. How stupid are you, Gene Kim? How stupid are you? Gravity wasn't even a thing. When the Big Bang happened. Oh, and by the way, the Big Bang is totally different from evolution, you fucking moron. So, come on. This is so obvious. This is so fucking obvious. And by the way, this is why your Bible only shitbag is shrinking. And believe me, I'm all for it. You know why? Because people are finding out that you are lying to them. And I think it would behoove you, although you're never going to do this, and you know what? I don't really fucking care, because as long as people are leaving fundamental Christianity behind, that's fine with me. So many people are finding out that you are fucking lying to them that they are just leaving fundamental Christianity in droves. But no, gravity was not even a thing at the singularity. What the fuck are you talking about?
Or they'll talk about how light, the speed of light, that with light as well as gravity, it can change time. That's what they believe. So then when light goes so fast, that's why with that speed going on, the clock can just go like this. So it can go faster because the contents and people are all particles or everything surrounding it. So then when that motion of speed just goes like that, then it affects all the universe around them. So then that's what physicists will physicists will teach or talk about. And then they claim that gravity and light can do that. Traveling back in time, though, light goes so fast, that's why with that speed going on, the clock can just go like this. So it can go faster because the contents and people are all particles or everything surrounding it. So then when that motion of speed just goes like that, then it affects all the universe around them. So then that's what physicists
Gene, buddy, I'm going to help you out, darling. Have you ever heard of the Doppler effect? No? You're too stupid to know what the Doppler effect is. Okay, because I'm so nice, I'm going to tell you what the Doppler effect is. Okay? And this doesn't just apply to this one example, but I'm just taking this one example. So imagine you're stopped at a train crossing, right? And you've probably had this happen before. Probably everyone's had this happen before, right? So you stopped at a train crossing. And as the train gets closer, the sound gets louder. And as the train gets farther away, the sound gets softer. Now, this has to do with the compression and lengthening of sound waves. I know, buddy, it's hard for you to wrap your mind around that. I know it's hard, but just try. I'm trying to give you the simplest example that I can. I know it's hard for you, buddy. Okay. Something similar happens with light. Something similar happens with light. Honestly, he's trying to teach his congregation something he knows nothing about. Look, I know more about evolution than I know about the Big Bang, but even I know what he's talking about is wrong when it comes to the Big Bang. You don't need to be a genius to figure this shit out. Let's Thank you, Selena. Thank you. I knew it was something like that. I knew it was something like that. Sorry. Yes, thank you very much. I knew it was something like that. I just misspoke. Sorry about that. I just misspoke. All right, moving on.
Will teach or talk about. And then they claim that gravity and light can do that. Traveling back in time, though, you can see would be a hard feat. You can talk about going like this with the speed of light, but what about backwards? So then they go to La La Land, talking about wormholes and stuff like that. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt, okay? So basically, they have to talk about these dark objects or light objects. Now, these articles are supported by the University of Southern Maine. How does
Wormholes are not La La Land. Wormholes are a theoretical construct. Wormholes are a theoretical construct. In other words, they don't do the existing. Hey, Mr. Shadow Kitty, this idiot's trying to teach people something he knows nothing about. He just to give you a point of reference, he tried to say that gravity existed at the time of the Big Bang. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Moving on.
time stop? They go by Einstein's relativity. And then also you can look at science. ABC.com. The title of their article is Time Dilation. Why does gravity slow down the flow of time? So with gravity and light, you can speed or you can slow down some things. Now, that's not a problem with the Lord. The Lord already told you that time was that he showed you about time having its system with light and darkness. Genesis.
Okay. Can somebody please tell me what this guy's babbling about? Time has nothing to do with light and darkness. I mean, come on. You can go to the poles. Yeah, those poles. The North Pole and the South Pole to totally debunk this moronic point that you have. That time is dependent on light. Mr. Shadow Kitty, can you expound on what this idiot's trying to say? Because I have no idea what he's trying to say. Oh, boy. Like I said, I don't know much about physics. But even I know enough to know this is bullshit. You know, even I know that.
Genesis 1, verse 4. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day.
Sorry about that. Ugh, shit. I really hate it when my computer acts up. Hey, Wist. formerly Lisa Irwin. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. All you got, like I said, all you got to do is go to the polls to debunk that nonsense. Anyway, let me see if I can translate some of this shit into, real science and real English. So, moving on. Oh, Selena, cats are very smart. Cats are very, very, very smart.
And the darkness he called night. See how time goes?
Yeah. Some of the first verses right out the gate are wrong. Somebody said, and I can't remember who said this right off the bat, but somebody said, no matter how fast light travels, it always finds the darkness is there. So, yeah, that blows your argument out of the water, Kim. It just, not to mention, day and night wouldn't even exist at the time of the Big Bang. You know what you need to do? And I know this is going to be hard for you, little Dean. I know this is going to be hard for you, but you need to get a 6th grade book. I don't know. Can you read that high? Can you read at a 6th grade level? If you can, pick up a 6th grade book and learn about the Big Bang. Because you sure don't know anything about it.
And the evening and the morning were the what? First day. Look at that. Time for mankind can begin. And God already showed you the ingredients of light and darkness, how he did it. Well, how are you going to get that? You need some operator to get it going. You can't just let things go on by itself. How are you going to do that? Unless you get an intelligent designer, unless you get God.
Bullshit! Fucking bullshit! Citation fucking needed. Citation fucking needed. You know, Gene, buddy, I'm going to try to help you out again. We have proof that things come about from natural processes. You know what we don't have proof of? A fucking all-powerful, omnipresent God. So if you want to use that as an argument, that's fine. But you have to prove it first. You have to prove it first.
See, it makes a lot of sense. This is even more interesting. Look at Genesis chapter 1, Genesis 1 and John 1. Genesis 1 and John 1. Let me say even more than this. We believe that God, when he created the universe, he spoke it into existence. He just speaks it into existence. Now, if you study string theory, where they go that really far back, they tell you this. All particles, all right, gravity has vibrations, actually. And gravity is supposedly responsible for the creation of our universe, says Stephen Hawking. Well, you always have to go back. Where
You know what? Stephen Hawking is probably fuming in his grave right now. How many fucking times do I have to tell you gravity was not a thing at the point of the singularity? Oh, you mean he had marbles to begin with?
that come from? Where'd that come from and all that? So then when they go deeper and deeper about the vibrations within gravity, then they find these strings, they call it. But then these strings, they said, are like vibrations. So then it vibrates. Now think about this. When God created the universe, he spoke it into existence. Yeah, I know where the vibration.
Oh my fucking God. He's going the same route as Dr. Carl Baugh. And if you don't know who Carl Baugh is, oh my goodness, you're missing a treat. Go see Logic for Carl Baugh. It's the science in the 12th century. That's the playlist of Carl Baugh. But and Carl Baugh, well, he's too stupid to have come up with this. I don't know who came up with it exactly, because these are creationists and they never tell us where they get their dipshitty ideas from. But he's talking about, this is such a stupid idea. This is such a stupid idea that I don't even know if I can tell you what he's talking about. But I'm going to give it a try. Okay, so they're using string theory, which is very complicated, and most of us don't even understand it. Okay. And he's talking about these strings are vibrating, which, from my understanding, and this could be wrong, because, like I said, I don't know much about string theory, but from my understanding, they don't vibrate. Where the fuck does he get this from? And so they use this string theory and their interpretation that therefore the universe is vibrating for some fucking strange reason, that means God spoke the universe into existence. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. The utter stupidity of this. Oh, I didn't know that, Selena. Thanks for letting us know. The utter stupidity of this. But did we really expect any better? Did we really expect? Oh, and by the way, this is fairly new. This shit, this shit show that he's having is fairly new. So I'm pretty sure that string theory would have been not accepted by the time he made this. So, whatever. Alrighty, moving on.
Vibrations come from? Let there be light. Boom. That's where you get it. You need the word spoken.
No. Hey, fishhead. Oh, since you're here, let me ask you, do you remember the person who said no matter how fast light travels, it finds the darkness has gotten there first, or something to that effect? Do you remember who said that? Because I've heard it, I just can't remember who said that. And then this guy wants to go with string theory of all things. I mean, it's like stupid. This is like stupid. How can anybody sit there and think that this is a smart guy? Moving on.
That's why I look at this in Genesis chapter 1, and then look at verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. Oh, I would like to add another thing. You know how light, how you can create light? You can use it through vibrations. When you put vibrations into the water,
Is that true? Seriously, is that true? Yeah, West. Oh, God. Well, let's see what else he's got to babble about. Because this isn't going to get any better, folks. This isn't going to get any better.
light, believe it or not, can come out. Light can come out, believe it or not. So then what does God do? He just speaks it through the waters. That's why there were waters at verse 2. Why did the Bible?
Okay, so I think I just figured out what he was trying to say. This guy really needs speech lessons, by the way. I think what he's trying to say is that sound or vibration, which sound is a subset of vibration, by the way, can create light. All we have to do is go to the natural world again to disprove this utter bullshit. Light travels faster than sound does. That is why there is a formula to figure out how far lightning is from you using the difference between the sound of thunder and the crack of lightning. I think that's what he's saying. Now, I could be wrong because this guy phrases things so poorly. I can't even keep up with it half the time. Yes, Wist, it's Sartre. All right, moving on.
The Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. He's going to begin something. At the waters, let there be light, and boom, light had to come out. That's proven at the Science Explorer, and the title of their article is This is How Sound is Turned into Light. So they're concentrating sound vibrations over here. So there are many different types of vibrations. But the point is that some sort of vibration you can put into there, into the water, light can come out. Isn't that fascinating about our Lord? But look at John chapter 1, John 1. Now keep your hand at Genesis 1. I want to go back and forth. You can.
I wish I had Leo in here. What the goddamn fuck is he talking about? Crazy. I'm crazy for feeling this way. I don't know what it is. I mean, I've heard it, which is why I know the melody, but I don't really know the words. All right, moving on.
Get your hand out of all the other places in the Bible. Just keep at John 1 and Genesis 1. Now, John 1, verse 1, in the beginning was the what? Word. That's something spoken. Why does God call himself the spoken word? Because, look at verse 3, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the what? Light of men. And the light shone.
You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We don't accept your book. We do not accept your book. You have to prove to us that we should accept your book. Until then, we say we don't give a shit what your book says. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. We don't give a shit what your book says. You need to prove to us, and you can't because it's got so many fucking mistakes in it that anybody with half a brain knows that it's not true. I am what I am, and it's all what I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Doo-doo. So, can you hear me? Okay. Fish, can you hear me? Fish, can you hear me? Okay. All right. All right. So let's see what other foolishness he has to say.
Shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. The word was in play to create the whole world and to give off light. You want to know where gravity comes from? Why, you need to look at these verses. Look at Hebrews 1. Hebrews 1. Keep your hand at Genesis 1. You can get your hand out of John 1. But keep your hand at Genesis 1. Go to Hebrews 1. Hebrews 1.
Oh my God. I cannot wait to see how he reads gravity into the fucking Bible. Thank you, Selena. No matter how fast light travels, it finds the darkness has always got there first and is waiting for it. Terry Pratchett. Thank you so much, Selena. Yeah, let's see how he can weave gravity into the Bible. Moving on.
You know where gravity comes from? This is a passage where it talks about the entire universe holding itself together. And the physicists and scientists don't understand why it's able to do that, but it just happens. So then they call it gravity.
Just let that sink in. Let the stupidity of that statement sink in. Jean, sweetie pie, let me take your little hand, okay? Let me take your little hand and walk you through it step by step. And we need to do this baby steps, okay? All righty. So give me your little hand. Gravity is a thing because of mass. I know. Shocking. Shocking that scientists understand this. I mean, dude, this is high school physics.
I'll tell you. Look at your Bible. That's it. Look at your Bible. Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 3. Who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and what? Upholding all things. That means to consist it, hold it all together. By the what? Word of his power. That's what keeps it going. So that's why you got that force or that power within gravity. Why? God can just speak into it.
So I got a question for you, Genie buddy. Why is the universe expanding? Why is the universe expanding? I don't know.
To it, and they say gravity has those vibrations. Where did it come from? You know, where did it come from? Now, why don't you become a safe Christian after that, huh? Every evolutionist who tries to support their evolution theory, they'll be soon surprised that in the BCs, some guy who was uneducated already wrote about that.
Why are you conflating the Big Bang with evolution? They have nothing to do with each other. The Big Bang and evolution have nothing to do with each other. You know why? I know this is going to blow your little mind, little Gene. So, I'm going to walk softly and carry a big sticky poo, okay? Let me have your little hand again, just so you don't faint, you know?
In the Bible. Let's look at the entire universe holding itself together. And the physicists and scientists don't understand why it's able to do that, but it just happens. So then they call it gravity. I'll tell you. Look at your Bible. That's it. Look at your Bible, Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 3. Who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and what? Upholding all things. That means to consist it, hold it all together. By the what? Word of his power. That's what keeps it going. So that's why you got that force or that power within gravity. My God can just speak.
Okay. I got nothing. This is insanity. This is insanity. I can't even translate that. I'm usually good at translating crazy talk, but I can't even translate that.
Into it, and they say gravity has those vibrations. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? Now, why don't you become a saved Christian after that, huh? Every evolutionist who tries to
Buddy boy, Christians aren't the only ones that have a creation myth. Muslims have a creation myth. Hindus have a creation myth. So, this black and white thinking just doesn't work. Yeah, and he'll grant you 3 wishes, fishhead. He'll grant you 3 wishes.
to support their evolution theory, they'll be soon surprised that in the BCs, some guy who was uneducated already wrote about that in the Bible. Let's look at Genesis.
Okay, this is something that really gets my goat. Those people were not uneducated, you fucking moron. They could read, they could write. At least some of them. They were not uneducated. What they were was ignorant. There's a difference. Yes, Selena, it was. There's a difference between being uneducated, ignorant, and stupid. And you're just plain stupid, Gene. You're just plain stupid. Moving on.
Genesis 1 verse 2, the article that would support it about where people believe about gravity and vibrations and then string theory, you can look at PBS, their website, and they use actually Nova. And from Nova's article, they talk about string theory. So if you type that one down into it, then you should see that article. It's actually very fascinating about our universe. Now, when we look at Genesis verse 1, 2, 3, and 5, here's the thing that's also interesting. Black holes, they cannot produce light. That's what scientists say. Now, I'm not saying I believe it or I teach it, but I'm just going by the evolutionist benefit of the doubt and then turn it against them, okay? So they say that black holes cannot produce light, but when
From what I understand about black holes, that is wrong. It's not that they cannot produce light. It's that the gravity is so strong that light cannot escape. And if I'm wrong on that, again, please, someone correct me. I'm open to being corrected. But from what I can understand, black holes trap light because light cannot travel fast enough to escape it. It's called the event horizon, I think. Anyway, let me know below. I'm always open to learning, but I think I've got that right.
Light goes near contact with it, not direct contact, but near contact with it, what happens is further light can shine throughout the dark universe. So then when light starts to go into this black hole,
What the fuck is he talking about? I know Fishhead. That's why I like him so much. That's why I do him so much. Because he's fucking insane. What the fuck is he talking about? Even I cannot translate this crazy. Moving on. If you can, I would love to know.
hole, but not directly, but kind of like near it, with this black hole, that force going on, then it can hit somewhere nearby it within its proximity, and then with this, it just shines it out more. See that? That's the idea, how it works in physics and with the laws of the universe. Now think about it. Who is the one giving it vibrations or the work?
Oh, God, no. As I understand it, and again, I could be wrong, physics really isn't my thing. But as far as I understand it, when light gets near a black hole, particularly the event horizon, the black hole swallows it up. That is my understanding on the subject. Now, again, I'm open to being corrected. I'm always open to being corrected. Yes, he did, West. Yes, he did. He just said that. Oh my God. So, am I correct about the event horizon? Because I remember that from introductory physics in college. But like I said, I could be wrong. It's been a very long time since I took introductory physics. But I think that's correct. That as soon as light hits the event horizon, it cannot escape.
Word, and who is the word, and who is light. God said, let there be light, and there was light all over throughout the darkness. How are you going to do that?
I am so glad you said that, Genie Boy. I am so glad you said that. You know what? I've got a question for you. And I don't know why anybody hasn't, or somebody rather, I don't know why somebody hasn't thought to ask you this before. But let me ask you something. If God is light, why did he have to create light? Makes no fucking sense. Moving on.
Why? Look at this. God is light. He speaks it. And then here goes your little black hole. And then he can even do a light out of that. And then here goes the light. Bam! Let there be light. How about that? How about that? The Bible is something else. I mean,
He thinks his little whiteboard makes him look smart when all it does is make him look fucking insane. Thank you, Fishhead. Thank you. I've wondered that, and I've always wanted to ask that. I don't think anybody has thought to ask that to a Christian. If God is light, why did he have to create light? Boom! Hey, Limited. What's just ignorant? We have so much ignorant, crazy stuff that we've covered. It's hard to tell what you're talking about. Speaking of which, Limited, do you know about event horizons? Because this idiot thinks that black holes create light. I thought black holes swallowed light as soon as the light touched the event horizon. Now, like I said, I could be wrong. I don't know all that much about physics. It just blows my mind that this guy deigns to quote unquote teach on the subject. And he doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
out of darkness, you get light. Look at this, Genesis 1:2. And the earth was without form and void. See that? Void? It kind of gives like a black hole language almost. Maybe it affected the earth or something. I don't know. But continuing on, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. See?
Whoa, 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 whoa. He thinks the earth was a black hole? Did I hear that right? Did I hear that right?
See that? And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the water. See, God is over there in that darkness and waters. He's about to do something. He speaks to it. God said, let there be light, hitting the darkness, and bam! Man, that book is something else. Now let's look.
Yep, you're right about that. That book is something else, but not for the reasons you think. Not for the reasons you think, Genie boy.
You ever thought about this? This is interesting. Why do you think God, who is the Word, now we don't have the Word with us, his actual presence, but look at this. Follow me now. I have to look at my notes here, okay? That way I can speak this right. But think about this. Why do you think God put his words in a black book with black letters to produce light? Isn't that something? It's a coincidence, right?
Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. My brain's hurting. Gene. Codices, which are books, okay, were not invented until the 1st or 2nd century CE, I believe. They were invented by Christians. Before then, there was parchment. And before parchment, there was stone. Yes, Fishhead, that is what he said. That is what he said, Fish.
Coincidence with your book. Deuteronomy 5. Now, these verses seem to make a little bit more sense now. Look at Deuteronomy 5 and Proverbs 1. Deuteronomy 5, Proverbs 1, Deuteronomy 5, and Proverbs 1. Now, these verses seem to make sense then. Look at Deuteronomy 5. Look how the word is connected or hits something that's black. Look at Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 22. The Bible says, these words, right? The Lord spake unto all of your assembly in the mount, out of the midst of fire of the cloud and of the what? Thick darkness with a great voice. So he speaks into it and bam. Here's another one. Look at Proverbs 1.
Gene, that was a volcano, you idiot. That was a volcano. Fire and smoke. What the fuck else do you think that's talking about? It's a mountain with fire and smoke. It is a volcano. I don't know how the fuck you can't see that. It's right there. It's a fucking volcano.
Now, isn't it interesting how the Proverbs word this as? Look at Proverbs 1, verse 6. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their what? Dark sayings. Why do people want to connect something black?
Yeah, you know what I'd say? I say that's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, Selena. I say that's a bunch of bullshit.
When you're talking about words here, where'd that come from? We could put pink, you know. I'm sure that our communities here would love that. I'm sure our communities would love that here. But why is it black? Why are your letters black? Why are the words? Look at your letters. They're black.
Really? You're really gonna go there? Why are letters black? Letters aren't always black, you idiot. Letters aren't always black. Oh my God. This guy is so far off the rails, so fucking insane. I can't believe anybody buys his bullshit. Okay, Selena, have a good day or night or whatever it is over there, honey. See you later.
Black, won the world. And then what? The irony, he gives light to you. The Bible says, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. You know what's going on? God up in heaven, when you're reading that book, God up in heaven, boom right here at the black, and then boom right here, you get light. Oh, what a God.
We need the guys in the white coats. We need the guys in the white coats, people. Anyway, my brain is fried. But you guys come for this bullshit. When did you figure that out, Wist? Just a bunch of bullshit. And people fall for this stuff. That's why America's in the trouble it's in right now. People fall for this bullshit. And it's fucking time we stand up and say, that's wrong. And even for people who aren't in America, because I don't want to be America centric here, make no mistake, there are people in your country or your area who buy this bullshit. Make no mistake. We have got a major problem in the world. And we've got to do something about it. Now, as much as I make fun of these people, because believe me, they deserve to be made fun of. They deserve to be made fun of. We have to figure out a way to educate the uneducated before these fucking morons get to them. You know what? I grew up as a young earth creationist. I was in it for a very long time. A very long time. And you know what? I was one of the lucky ones because I actually had at least some critical thinking skills. But these people who are stuck in this cycle, most of them don't. Listen, if you're a young earth creationist, I'm talking to you right now. I used to be you. If your worldview is true, then you should be able to ask why and what and how. And it shouldn't always be the same answer because they're not the same questions. If you always get the same answer, which for young earth creationism is God, you've got a major problem on your hands. You've got a major problem on your hands. And if you can't ask questions, if your teachers and pastors tell you you can't ask questions, you have an even bigger problem on your hands. You have an even bigger problem on your hands. You know, the Big Bang Theory was proposed by a Catholic priest. He believed in God. Don't give me this shit about, oh, the Catholics believe in a different God. No, they believe in the Christian God. So don't give me that shit. Charles Darwin graduated Christ College before he went on to be the first one to discover the principles of evolution. Charles Lyell was a Christian, and he said the earth was millions of years old. Yeah, I know, fish head, but you know, it's what stuck, so we're done. We're stuck with it. These people who came up with these concepts were Christians. And if your own people disagree with you, you need to have a serious sit back and think to yourself, why? Why were these people Christians? The very ones who proposed these scientific theories. They were Christians. They didn't see science as tearing down the God done it hypothesis. They saw science as building up and explaining how God done it. Now, of course, I don't believe God did it, but even if you believe God did it, you still need an answer as to how. And let me tell you something. Telling us the Bible says this is not enough. Because we don't accept your fucking book. Because it is demonstrably wrong in so many places. Demonstrably wrong in so many places. So start asking questions and keep asking questions. Well, friends, that's the end of today. That's the last one I'm going to do on God is a time traveler because it's just getting so fucked up. I like I said, I'm usually good with translating crazy, but I can't translate it anymore. Thank you for coming. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below. Good for the algorithm. And, you know, if you want to comment on my missteps, have at it. Because I am open to being corrected. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. If you're not ever open to being corrected, you're never going to learn. You're never going to grow. Well, like I said, thanks for coming. I will see you maybe tomorrow. Yes, you can join for as little as 99 cents a month. It helps a lot in supporting this channel. You get custom emojis. You get you get debunks free. Those are my edited videos. These are just for fun. These are the kinds of things that I can debunk off the top of my head. See you later. Bye.